Welcome. My name is Jessie Cole, and thank you for joining me on my yoga and meditation series. Welcome to the Queen of Awakening podcast, where you can learn how to leverage your energy for thriving relationships, better vitality, and more prosperity. Hosted by Jessie Cole. This is going to be a series on the benefits of yoga and meditation. Today we're going to kick it off by covering the 8 limbs of yoga. Now, if you live in the West, in the United States, odds are you go to yoga class, especially if you're tuning into this podcast. If you go to a yoga class, you go through the different positions known as asanas. And I have heard people say that it's just stretching. If all you're doing is going to yoga class and doing the asanas, you're kind of missing the point. The asanas, or yoga postures, were used in ancient times to prepare you for sitting in meditation for hours. The 8 limbs of yoga were compiled by an ancient sage named Patanjali. There were a lot of different scriptures around, and they were known as ancient even at that time, but they were all scattered. So Patanjali made it his mission, his life's work, to combine them. Now, Patanjali has 196 sutras that you can refer to that help you lead a good life. The 8 limbs of yoga give you control over your body, your breath, and your mind. We will begin by discussing the first of the 8 limbs of yoga, the yamas. The yamas encourage you to embrace behavior that will make you a better person. We'll begin with satya, which is truthfulness, not lying to others. The second yama is ahimsa, prohibits causing harm to any living being. And the 5th one is aparigraha, which is not coveting what others have, not grasping for possessions. Next are the niyamas, and these cultivate dharmic virtues that you will carry within you and share with the world. The first of these is shaucha, which mandates purity of body and mind. The second is santocha, which cultivates contentment with what you have. The third is tapas, which mandates spiritual discipline such as fasting. The 4th is svadhyaya, which mandates spiritual study. And the 5th one is ishva pranitana, which mandates prayer. How many of these are you observing in your life? It brings things home pretty clearly, doesn't it? Now, why would you want to follow the yamas and the niyamas? It's to develop a life that is suited to meditation so that you're disciplined enough to get up every morning and meditate and have the best life possible. When you choose to live a life that goes against these moral standards, it causes conflict and dis-ease internally. It causes suffering. So if you choose to follow the yamas, then you'll be living a conflict-free life, a more peaceful life. Now, the 3rd limb of yoga are the asanas. Asana means seat. You would do these postures and these practices to prepare you to sit for long hours of meditation. That's what the yoga asanas are all about. The 4th limb in the 8 limbs of yoga is pranayama, which is breath. Prana means life force energy. Pranayama can be translated as breath control or breath restraint. If you can control your breath, you can control all of the other things about your physical body. There are many, many different breathing techniques that are available to us in yoga. There's single nostril breathing, there's alternate nostril breathing, there's Kupalabhati breathing. Each one will deliver us to a different way of being. Each way of breathing will change your state of being. So you can look at it as freeing yourself from the way that your mind typically operates. The fifth limb is pratyahara, which is sense withdrawal. What this means is you become so absorbed in what you're concentrating your attention on that everything else fades away. You can do this by focusing your attention on a candle flame. You can watch it flicker. You'll notice that there's an aura around the flame and everything else just falls away. Pratyahara makes it so that you can focus more fully and completely on the rest of your life outside of meditation and not be so distracted by all of the things around you. The sixth limb is dharana, which is focused concentration. This is where we use the breathing techniques, the candle gazing, the meditation to focus our concentration on whatever it is we're doing. We focus our concentration on the breath, we focus our concentration on the candle flame. And again, when you do this on a regular basis, every single day, it will spill over to the rest of your life and you'll have a much more fulfilling life. The seventh limb is dhyana. This is absorption. This is when you sit in meditation for, oftentimes it takes about 10 minutes, but you sit there and you focus on your breathing and you know that you're focusing on your breathing and these thoughts are coming in and out of your mind and you're observing them and you're letting them go. And next thing you know, you're like an empty vessel. There are no thoughts. There are no images that are coming up. You are completely and utterly empty. And it's like an expansive awareness. You're the observer of what's going on around you. But when you're sitting there with your eyes closed and your senses withdrawn, you can just observe. And it's a really incredible experience. This is what all of the breathing, this is what all of the sitting in quiet solitude brings you to. And the eighth and final limb of the 8 limbs of yoga is samadhi. And this is bliss or enlightenment. You can have a samadhi experience where you become one with the tree, where you break down the walls that differentiate you between yourself as your human self and the tree, because we are really all one, right? Samadhi also means the ability to see equally, to not be distracted by disturbances of the mind. This is where we let go of our likes and our dislikes, our judgments, and we aren't bothered so much by the behavior of others. People will do what they will do, and you are able to walk through life and be in the world, but not of the world. This is samadhi. This is where you have a higher experience of life. And a lot of times you end up moving in and out of it at first. You'll find that things don't bother you so much, and then you'll have days where things really, really bother you. And that is a normal, natural progression. And there you have it. That is the breakdown of the 8 limbs of yoga. I would love it if you would like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. You can check me out at jessiecolewellness.com to see my website. There you will find information on energy work that I do. You can sign up for an emotion code session. You can sign up for a coaching session. And I look forward to seeing you on the next podcast episode. Have a great day. Bye.